Okay, YouTube. Here we go, finally. 13 minutes into the episode. And. Oh, I just realized on the starting screen nobody can see the chat, can they? Well, I apologize for everybody that's going to watch this later on and see 13 minutes of stream starting soon. Anyway, here we are, episode 53. And I did make some more solar panels, obviously. And I made heavy wiring and regular wiring. And I melted up the last of the gold. So we will continue on. We're going to go throw up a whole, 10, 13 more solar panels. And we've got some weird atmospherics going on here. That happens sometimes on weird load, on reloading the world. I noticed that all of a sudden it starts trying to balance around. Our plants are growing. Our room's not overheating yet, so that's kind of a good thing. Oh, you know what we did? I almost forgot glass sheets, which I did have it run through the. I don't know if we got enough out of there. Oh, I need more inventory space. So yeah, as far as I could see, there was no update. It was just syncing the data, which was annoying because it doesn't let me start the game while it's doing that. And I don't know why it takes forever. If it's just a normal download, it doesn't even take that long. But, well, obviously an upload's shorter, but I don't know what it's sending that's, you know, I don't know if it sends up the whole entire world folder or what, but let's see how many. 9. All right, so we'll go get everything set up and we'll have to come back down and where do we have all the gold at? We can throw gold in there. We can turn all these off too. We don't need these on. Trying to save some power. There we go. Yep. Or somebody should just make a make another bag that you know, give it scrollable slots. So because you know, you probably, well, I guess you could actually come all the way up to the like the helmet or something, but that would probably, I don't know. The icons could be a lot smaller. And why is it 41 degrees over here? Was it that hot in the rest of the base and I just didn't notice it? It's probably the generator running constantly. Yeah. Oh, there was somebody did there was another mod today that I saw that somebody had thrown in the workshop. That's, I don't know actually how useful it's going to be. It's instant mining, but it only affects the ores, not the stone. So it basically mines like normal on the stone, and then when you it just instantly picks up the ore. So I don't really. I did think about doing that, but then I could just see I'd be, you know, tossing between them constantly. Well, actually, yeah, but the belts can only hold the tools, so it would not really, you know, help a lot. I mean, yeah, I could put. Oh yeah, yeah, I did think about that for the ore mining, but I usually clear out most of the extra slots. Um, you know, like I empty out everything in there except for like the tracker, and well, I leave the top 3, so that gives me another 6 slots, and then you get a slot there, and that. So it works out pretty good. Usually by then I want to come back and like charge my battery and whatnot anyway. Okay, so we're gonna stick that there, and I guess we'll just keep going over here. Oh, we never filled those in. Have to do that at some point, I guess. It's a looks thing only, so. Now this is going to get kind of annoying. I guess we can loop around on the end down here. Yeah, we'll probably just do that. What do you mean I messed up on the heavy? I did not mess up. You talking about this one? That's not a mess up. That's where it ties into the base, and there's not a 1, 2, 3, 4. I would need a four-way. 2, 3. Yeah, I would need a four-way corner. So, or what you would say. So anyway, it's a one that doesn't exist. So I had to use a 6-way basically to get it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, it's a 4, but it's going in an odd way because there's nothing on the top or the side over here. Yeah, yeah, it has to go down into the base. That's where it comes down for the main line to run down to the batteries. But it works. I mean, in hindsight, I should have just made it come down like one more over, and I could have just done a junction next to a junction, a T-junction, and then it would have looked nicer. But since I'm not usually up on the roof, it doesn't really bother me that much. And hopefully we can, this should hopefully give us plenty of power. And we'll be able to, and we'll have to go get 1, 2, 3, 4 more solar panels, looks like. I did place all those, right? Yep. All right. So let's run back. We'll actually start down here. And I'm going to leave that a 3-way because we'll probably add yet more onto that. And I think I will loop around. And where did I? There we go. Actually, let me get the rest of this. Oop. And we'll get this up. And I think what I want to do is after we get the solar panels in, I want to revamp the logic that we're using on for the solar panels, and get it to be so we'll get a better performance out of them. Because right now that's 402, so we can get it a bit higher if we change. Because we're just running the basic circuit where it's, I believe it's doing the divide by 1.8. And I did find one that looks halfway decent, and it'll count for the 15-degree angle at start. What did I not notice? Did I miss one? Oh, I only placed it one up. God damn. Yeah, I have to move those farther apart. Well, luckily it was before I ran all the cable. Yeah, we need it to run up this one. Yeah, that would have been really annoying because it would have blocked it a lot more during the day. All right, we'll go ahead and, since we've got the cable out, we'll go ahead and run it down here. Wow, we weren't having such power issues. Well, we don't usually come up here. I was going to think about putting. Oh, we're still going to run out of heavy cable, aren't we? Yeah. That's how you blow through 64 heavy cable. All right, well, we'll go make some more when we pick up the glass. That means we're probably not going to have enough regular cable either. What is it? We need, let me guess. Why, and why is it that glass is always pulled up with a crowbar? I mean, who in the real life pulls up glass with a crowbar? That just, I don't know where that decision came from, because that really makes no sense whatsoever to me. Yeah, that just, I don't know. You would think they could have used something. I mean, you know, I could see it maybe being bolted on. You know, that's, or a screwdriver. Screwdriver would work. Because a lot of times it's pre-drilled holes and passes through. You both slide with the glass. Yeah, I don't think that would. Well, if you're not going to reuse it, I guess that would work. All right, so we'll get this up here. Wow, a little bit of setback. And glass back on again. Well, at least we didn't have all the lines ran and notice it. All right, so we'll get. Yeah, I still can't believe I was thinking that was going to be enough cables, but that is the thing. It's one of those things you always go through a ton of. All right, well, we'll get these hooked up. And we should all be all hooked up. All right, so we'll get as many of these going as we can. Oh, sorry. I did not notice it. Unfortunately, I'm running two monitors, and I try to pay attention to the chat, but sometimes I miss it. Because I've got to, you know, kind of turn my head to the side a little bit to see it. I should actually, if I think about it, I should move it to the other side of my other monitor, because it'll actually, hang on, let me do that. If I swap it over, it'll put it closer to where I'm actually. Except now I got to move OBS as well, so I can, which actually works good, because as long as I can usually see the volume in the I know. Well, my desk will. I have a nice big corner desk, and three monitors would actually work well. And I kind of actually do need a third one. But I'll have my printer sits over on the other side, which honestly I don't use that much. My wife's the one that's always printing stuff, so I have been debating on moving that to her desk. No, because I've got it's got. I like it because I've got like shelves up above and stuff, so I store stuff that I use all the time up there. So I don't really want to do the wall mount, and it's an angled corner desk, so I have, you know, a monitor directly in front of me. Oh, you have a wall mount with 9. Yeah. I might. I don't know if I'd ever have 9 monitors, but anyway, okay. So now I can see the chat a little bit easier, which will hopefully make me not miss stuff. All right, so we're gonna need. Well, actually, let's run. While we're up here, we'll run whatever network or the, I want to say network cable, but the regular cable for the data, so that that way we can get these ones tracking. And of course it's going to autosave. Yeah, I don't ever watch TV anymore. Um, I watched Walking Dead for a while, and I've even stopped watching that now. And I'm either, I want to see which way we want to run this. Yeah, I don't think it's quite that bad, but we've got to run this to the other side. All right, so I think we're gonna flip that off there. Yeah, we got rid of cable. We went to we got a Roku now. We switched to that, and it was just it was crazy for the price. And of course, there's like my wife watches some TV, and she, of course, had to watch, 8 of the channels she had to watch were, we had to get the highest tier package to be able to get, and it just, we're like, it wasn't, it was just, it was getting too high. I mean, it was, which we did have direct TV, and then we switched to cable when we bundled everything, which saved us a bit of money. Uh, and But it's like, and then within the last like 2 years, we just, I don't know, it had gone up so much that we're like, it's just not even worth it. And basically, we were paying around like $200 with the internet bundled into it, and for really, she's watching basically 8 or 9 channels. So we got the Roku, and that's worked out great. And now we just have the direct TV now, so we get the subscription channels, or she can get the subscription channels for the ones that she watched. But anyway, on to the game, and not about cable, I guess. Though we are just hooking up solar panels, so. Yeah, honestly, I would just get rid of it completely. Or, I'd keep the internet, but get rid of. And 90. And why does that seem like. I think it's because we're turning them the other way. Yeah, I guess I could have turned them that way. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird. I'm hoping that, because I think we've got 2 different. I think this side is, yeah, we're at positive. This side we're at negative. I'm surprised that that's not bugging it out. I'm hoping when we switch the other circuit system that doesn't, that might confuse it. I don't know. I'll have to find out. I think I might have to rotate those other ones around. But these are, well, no, this one should be running the same. Let's see, which way do we have the power cable on the other one? 1, 2. Yeah, see, these ones are running opposite. Oh, that is true. Yes. I know, but that's just it's just weird that I don't like them. That triggers, see, that triggers my OCD, because I've got some because some of them are running, negative 90, some of them are running a positive 90, and that's just, it's not the same. No, and now I'm doing it again. Does that one have? Okay, how are you generating? Oh, okay, visibility 100. Okay, I thought it was generating 100 watts. I'm like, how are you generating without a glass sheet on there? Yeah. Um, I don't want to do that though because I'm trying to keep the heavy cable as short as possible to save on resources. Not that we can't get more resources, but well, I'd actually have to go stop and go do a mining run. I know, but so you say that, but it just doesn't work like that. It's like I had to flip the one door around in the base because it was facing, I realized it was opening the other way. I had to make them all the same. Oh yeah, remind me. So we're gonna pick up glass. What do we need? 4 sheets of glass, which that silicone should be all smelted up, so we're good there. I should have counted up about how many cables we needed, so I don't just waste a whole bunch of time making it way extra. But however many we make is we're eventually gonna run out anyway. So, um, and actually, we should bring up extra regular cable. And so because we got to hook up the new circuit, which I think, well, we should be able to reuse some of the circuitry we're already using, but I think we got to add a bit more memory and whatnot in. So I will have to make sure I grab some. Why is this not? Why is the base not pressurizing? Okay. Oh, oh, the base is up at like 300 and something degrees. Isn't that interesting? What the hell? Where is all the heat coming from? Is something on fire? Is it the greenhouse? Oh, look, I bet all the plants died. Oh, yeah, the greenhouse blew. Well, thankfully, we didn't actually blow any windows, it looks like. So we haven't lost anything. Of course, we've contaminated the whole entire base now. The slow one again. Who forgot to turn off the nuclear reactor? Yeah, I would say there's. Well, no, there's. Oh, I bet there's a fire in that room again. No, there shouldn't be because I turned it off. Oh yeah, that's gases, which probably means I don't want my jetpack. Look, I had that. How did that turn back on? I had the circuit. It must have kicked. I bet it's one of those bugs like the. Yeah, I do have it, but it's only one, so it takes a while. Um, yeah, I guess my suit's kind of trying to burn. Um, yeah, I'm assuming that there's. Well, no, that doesn't make sense. We haven't had that problem before. I don't know what is up with this. It keeps doing it, but we had the problem where this is basically acting like a furnace. And now, even though it was turned off and I turned off all the circuitry, I guess when we loaded the map, it turned it on. And they're actually named different and they don't control the same one. There's two different. There's another circuit behind this wall that runs this one. But, all right. So we need to obviously, we've completely contaminated the base. And it will slowly. And you know what's weird? The Oh no, the wall coolers are running, but that's going to take forever. So the best bet to do is just drain the base. And we will have to, unfortunately, make oh yeah. Well, yeah, I don't want to do that because we'll lose all of our nitrogen, which is going to take forever to, or not our nitrogen. Well, we're going to lose all of our CO2, which we need to go in here and turn off. So yeah, it wasn't the base. It was, I'm assuming that that must have caught on fire. It'd be interesting to see what is our atmosphere now. So 69%, 30, 35. Yeah. So we definitely don't want to lose all the O2, the CO2. But we will let this, 1, 2, 3, we'll let this drain out. Unfortunately, we will have to bypass the, we're going to have to which, see, it's, yeah, it's running, but this is where we have to bypass all the ACs because otherwise they will never, it will take like 2 weeks to cool all this. All right. Anyway, hey, now look, it works. I don't know why the ACs aren't set up to work almost as fast as the filters. They work insanely slow. Yeah, I do. Well, what I have is this one pulls anything but nitrogen and oxygen out of the base, and then it dumps it into the filtration line to be run through the regular filters to go back into the tanks. The problem is it's only one, and there's only one vent, so it takes a while. It's enough to keep the contaminants down in the base. So if we weld or use the jetpack or something, it doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't get contaminated. But obviously there was a fire in there at some point. I would assume that's why it's so hot. Yeah. Obviously there's something up with that. And I put a new mixer there as well. Oh, our waste tank is that oops. Yeah, we didn't want to do that. Yeah, as I was going to show on the so they've added a icon for the waste tanks. I did think that's how I originally had it set up, but I was trying not to run all those filters at once, opposed to just having one filter run. And then once the tank gets high enough, we would be able to have have the other ones run. So they would kick on, pull everything through, and then shut off. Because basically, then we don't have to keep like the other 6 filters running. All right. Let's drop that. So yeah, what they did is they added a notice for when your waste tank gets full, because I guess people were dying because their waste tanks were exploding. Since your suit can actually overpressurize them. I mean, honestly, they could just, oh look, we've got 100% power. So we probably went a bit higher on the solar panels than we needed. Well, maybe not, because we're going to need enough to run through the night as well. So we're going to need to update our storage, because obviously we were dropping below. Yeah, I'm adding when we revamp the tanks, we're gonna go with the big ones. Oh, I'm really hoping that's just pulling everything through. Well, if we hadn't had an explosion yet, then we should be fine. And autosave. It's a good thing we came back down when we did, because I would assume that eventually something would have set off the base and everything would have exploded. Which I do kind of want to seal this back up, just because I don't like having the main. Oh, not frames. We want walls. Do we not have any walls? Iron sheets, iron sheets, and nope. I have to make a wall. And we do have iron and we have glass. Oh, we have some glass, but. And where did I pick up a? Let's put that back down. All right, so iron sheets are. Let's get it back over here. All right, that's all we need for glass anyway right now. But we do need cables. Cable. I'll build some regular cable. We might have had a little bit left over back there. 7. That's not going to be enough, but yeah, that's what I'm working towards as I pick up cables. And of course, all we've got is silicone in there. And we have iron. Nothing. Okay. Should hopefully have nothing. Everything's in the electronics printer. Actually, now would be a good time to. No, we could move that vent. No, we can't because the. I was gonna say how I talked about having the chickens kind of in the spot there. Oh, that's the. There we go. Oh no, actually, we need steel for that, don't we? Composite walls. Oh, we need iron and copper. Not gold, copper. And iron. And iron. Thank you. Alright, well, I need to build one for now. And then I need the copper back out of there so I can make some more cables. Oh, shoot. I really wish those levers auto-returned after the machine was empty. And gold. Oh, actually, I guess we might as well just go ahead and put everything back in there. All right, how many? We had 24. Oh, I guess that's all we had is 24. Yeah, we better build some more. Oh, there we go. I thought we had more. 41. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty close. I don't think we could move that because. Oh, I guess we could probably put the return right there. Yeah, we might do that. And then that'll give us a little bit smaller area to pressurize as well. It didn't blow up. It just, you know, kind of almost blew up. Now, I did have, well, it was yesterday that I actually had what is it? Is that the, oh yeah, the ACs are kicking off. Yeah, one of these days I've got to, that's one of the things we got to do on the circuits is set them so that it will, where do we go? There we go. So that we can, like the base, it's not going to run those if the pressure drops too low. Oh, that's right, that's iron. Okay. Well, we don't need my jetpack on right now. And we're going to need some pipe. Let's get that moved. And then what we can do is... Oh, actually, we can pull right off. I forgot. It comes over. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is pull off down from over here. I was just forgetting that it continued on. So we can pull that down. And then what we're going to do is after we probably... Oh, shoot. I really hate the whole having to weld it, place it, remove it. You think they would... hopefully they'll come up with a better system later on. Okay, we're going to change this to a straight section. And then we're going to open it up in that one. And let's grab the grinder here. All right, so we're going to we'll tie off right here. And I guess we'll stick it right in the middle. And then that will... Ooh, there we go. And we can get this sealed back up. And... what are those are on the... well, top or bottom, I guess it's the same thing. Yeah, I guess I'll stick it up near the top. Trying not to fall in there. There we go. All right. Oh. Yep. I think we got enough cables. Oh, he's chasing rabbits. Yeah, my dog actually got out of her pen today. Twice. I have to figure out, I have to go out tomorrow and figure out where she's getting out from. And I assume it's one of the gates. The frost heaves have kind of shifted them a little bit, so I'm going to have to do some work on those in the spring. Okay, so there's 100. This is obviously more we're going to need for the solar panels, but Oh, 150. 167. 208. All right, and that can build that now. Yeah, yeah, we'll make some heavy cable now. But that's all right, because we're going to be doing a whole bunch of electronics. So we're going to go through um, a lot of cable. Steel sheets. Okay. All right, let's get this buttoned up, and then we can go back up on the roof and finish off the solar panels and try to get back on track. I'm trying not to fall in there. Oh, it's not going to let me. Thank you. Okay, there. Much better. All right. And we can stick the wall back up here. Come on, place. Thank you. All right. Steel sheets. Get this sealed back up. Oh, I know, right? I was talking about that the other day. I was like, it would be interesting to see like if like tear down the base and just see how much like cables and pipes and stuff you end up with. Because I would imagine it would be quite a few. Now, did we not have two on that? Oh, actually, I'm going to have to turn that now. Yeah, because it's in the same area. I don't need my jetpack on. Okay. Did one fall? Well, there's the pipes. There's two, which we just built the one, glass, stone. Maybe we didn't have... Maybe I didn't have... I know at one time I had two, but I think that got changed at some point. Because I still have more areas of the base to cover. So we'll have to make another one. And come on. Why don't you want to? Well, first of all, we want a window. Oh, that's right, because we got to go that way. Is that facing the right way? Looks like it. Very nice. What? Oh, that's right. Well, no, I built another one. Unless I left it in there. Yeah, because remember I had to move the iron and the copper into the other machine. I know, I built one, but only one blew up, and I built one. So unless we were missing one up here, which I didn't think we were, then we should have had had enough. But who knows? So I can go make another one. It's fine. And autosave. Well, that's what I was wondering is where I put it. I wonder if it's it might actually be in my well, actually we might not have had one because we're one sheet of steel short. Because unless I stuck it, nope. Anyway, we probably have a ton of heavy cables now, by the way, too. Let's get these picked up. Did I really? I did. I'm sure I would have noticed that at some point. And actually, that reminds me, we're gonna need another composite wall anyway, couple, because we need enough to make the railing. So we're gonna actually need three more. Yeah, but I got the vent moved. I mean the walls. That doesn't really matter until we pressurize anyway. Which I would hope that, as soon as I get the last one done, I would have looked at it and go, oh yeah, how are we supposed to put that in there? It's just because I was running around looking for the other one. But yes, good catch. All right, let's pull this back apart then. Not that one. And is it? Oh, yeah, it is that. I don't remember the windows coming down with that. I thought we had to grind on those before, but... Okay, so yes, we want a window here. And we want a window there. And then we want a railing. And, ooh, that's kind of freaky. And we're not going to stick the other railing on until we get the... And we need a sheet of iron. And iron. And put that back. And some glass. There. So now hopefully we can throw chickens in there. We'll just have a couple, and we'll see how that works. Because, nothing like walking in and just seeing chickens at the other end of the base. Nothing says we live in space more like having chickens walking around in the common area. All right, so let's go grab some cables here. Actually, before we do that, let's throw this materials back in here. All right, heavy cable. We've got 50 and 50. We should be good. We're going to grab circuits. Let's see here. Just because logic processor. Let's actually make sure we take the cable with us. Input, output. No, I made a ton of memory. let's go ahead and try to, is that processors? Yep, there we go. And that should be IOs. There we go. Yeah, I made quite a bit of these because I knew, we're going to be working on the circuitry and whatnot. Looks like base is pretty much depressurized. We'll let it run a little bit longer. It'll probably be completely depressurized. I don't know. I'm assuming the fence can hold them in. I guess we'll find out. We can't actually grow anytime soon anyway because we got to feed them corn. And since, no matter what we do, everything dies in the greenhouse. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. So now that's kind of weird. What? I know, I answered. Oh. No, you just dropped them on the ground. And why don't we have any nitrogen? Where has it all gone? Oh, you know what? I know. Duh. I know where it's at. It's in the pipe system. Yeah, you drop the egg on the ground. That's how you hatch them. You just put it on the ground and let it sit there, and it'll hatch. I know it's insanely complicated. I'm hoping they actually do. I mean, I think it would make sense for especially this type of game that they do add like an incubator. Well, that's how they hatch in real life. So it is kind of realistic. I mean, granted, there's a mother hen and it sits on it, and okay, so it's. I mean, they always didn't have incubators. Let's see. So yes, there we are. The nitrogen is. Yeah. Well, maybe they're genetically modified eggs. Ooh, 82% power. I don't know. I think I should. I'm thinking I should do an improved space eggs. Yes, I'm thinking I should go ahead and start pressurizing the base because it's gonna take a while. And it's gonna have to cool down. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's not pressurize the base because we'll let it finish pulling everything out, and then we will just we'll bust a hole in the wall, and it should drop the temperature down to 0 degrees. Oh wait, that's not gonna. It's not gonna help because the oxygen, I believe, is now up to like 123 degrees. Yeah, I know. You think they would I mean, I would be happy with like a machine that made like like just meat. Give me some genetically modified meat plant or something, or protein. Oh, we don't want to. Want to hit that one. Some type of protein, which I think they did. I did actually read something recently that they actually have developed a way to grow meat. Like as like indoor, not from an animal sort of thing. And I think it was actually last week that I was reading that. Yeah, yeah. Oh, now we're suddenly. Why did we suddenly drop so low? I mean, nothing's running through the system right now. We can kick that back over. I don't think. I guess it's the active vents. Everything tastes like chicken. All right. Oh well, that's not too bad. We're at like 46 degrees, so it can run the cooling for a while. Oh, we should actually. Now, I think the one that's gonna not be much fun is the. I believe this was quite hot, so that's probably gonna take a while to cool that down. And we'll have to see how that goes because it might fight with the yeah, because see the temperature's climbing because I believe that was up around 120 degrees as well. So I don't know. I think when I redo the so yes, when I redo the tank room, um, I think we might get rid of most of this. Um, I think what I want to do is on each tank. So what I'm thinking is, say we'll have a tank, right? Say this, we'll pretend, okay, this is a tank. We'll have a T coming off of it with like, enough line to hook an AC into it. Then it'll come up, and we'll have that, the input and then the output tie um, into that tank, and we'll do the same thing. Like, oh, actually, perfect example over here. So we've got the sleeper, right? And it's same thing. It comes in off of one line. It pulls in. It's got a pressure regulator, so it can't backflow. Comes on. So basically, we would have a tank. Comes back out for the pressure regulator, which we're not going to need it here. This is just so that it doesn't pull out faster, because basically the sleeper was never filling up. Yeah. So we'll constantly cycle it and through the tank, and then we'll let um, and then we got to figure out what we're gonna do with the no, that might not. Yeah, we would cycle it and then we would pull off from in here so that we're still tied on. The rest of the system's tied into the. Oh no, actually, we would want to do it on one of these. Um, yeah, so it'll be tied into the system, and then we can cool each tank as we need to. Um, and one AC will basically be dedicated to basically each gas. And, maybe we'll have a couple for, the CO2 or something, because we don't want to get that's, really it's the CO2. I mean, the pollution at this point, we don't really care if it's hot. Um, and the CO2 are basically the only two we're really getting off of the furnace, um, that should be any significant amounts. Yeah, but like oxygen, water, nitrogen, and volatiles, where those are basically coming from the gas. Um, yeah. So basically the O2 and, well, probably the pollution, just so that if we dump it into the radiator, it's not like insanely hot. But the CO2 is the only one that, we really care about, because even if we dump it in the radiators and it's hot, it's going to cool off over time. We just don't want to dump into the greenhouse and have a giant temperature spike. And what would that idea be? And so hopefully we'll come back and the base will not have exploded again. It already does that, but we'll be able to go farther because the tank room's on the other end of the base. So right now, well, this is the cooling for the furnace room, which is separate. This is the line coming off the furnace. And as you can see, I've kind of put radiators along it. And I could go a little bit farther, you know, but if we're going to run down to the tank room, then we can run all the way down to basically like, you know, here. So that'll give us quite a ways. And we could snake it back and forth. The radiators still do work in the sun. They just work slightly less efficiently. But yes, it's so my thought was basically is to build a channel down here. We can cover it over, and then we have to leave it open on the ends because it still has to let any heat that it outputs dissipate. Yeah, that is not, well, except there's no gaps under there, so either way we would still be digging a channel. But that might be, I mean, I could just, you know, dig a tunnel underneath the base, so that might work. Oh, hang on. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is I can mine it out. And then that way we don't have to put the wall panels over it. Okay, actually, let's put glass. So I think it seems like we're probably getting enough storage now. We're not storage. We're getting enough power. I mean, we hit 100%. So we'll have to see is whether or not if everything's running, if we still get 100%. Because I don't. Everything still should have been running. So it's kind of interesting that. Let me make sure. So everything's tied in here. Okay, we need this one. Well, actually, let's tie this in first because we can get our data going. And later on, we'll expand this out with 2 more. Finish off this line. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably do that at some point. Just dig out from underneath. And luckily I sealed everything, so we don't have to worry about me accidentally. Oh, that corner. I was like, why is it nothing moving? Now they should all. Oh. Oh, look, it did do it. It is opposite. Yeah, yeah, because it's run the same way as this one. So yeah, we got to change them to negative. Oh, let's not go that way. Yeah, I was wondering. Well, I thought this one was. Well, no. If that's a negative 90. Oh, I did run it the same way. I was thinking I ran it the way as the last one. Yeah, that's fine. We'll change it back real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add some more battery storage because we did hit. I mean, even before these ones are up and running, we hit 100% earlier. So that would tell me that, we should definitely hit 100% with this. So we're going to need to up the storage. Okay, 90. Oh, the solar grid, it'll work fine. 90. And negative 90. Okay, very nice. Now let me make sure that, yep. So there's a little bit of power. I gotta throw 2 more in. Yeah, I do gotta go fill those in too. And get our heavy cable ran. Yeah, well, hopefully that'll fix this because now we have a few more panels running than we had before. Well, we weren't building up enough of it. We weren't even building up a charge during the day before. We got down that low. So hopefully, yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to add more storage. But we weren't even getting up to full storage before. Oops. I mean, we were at one point, but then once we added all the ACs and stuff, it wasn't. So we'll see. Oops, yeah, I can't hit that. Yeah, that should be my thought. And hopefully I'll add another 2 solar panels on at the end of that line, since we've already got all the wiring and stuff. Maybe 2 or 3 gigabyte. Yeah, hopefully at some point they'll add. Oh, okay. It would be funny if we were making that much of a surplus. I'd be like, remember the days? That would be a lot of solar panels. Oh, that's right. We depressurized the base. Ah, okay. No, wait. Did we depressurize it or not? Why is the... Oh, there's something funky going on there because that airlock's not pressurizing. That's not too bad. We're a bit warm in here. The greenhouse is going to take forever to cool. But I kind of like how that looks now. Yeah, we'll definitely have to see if chickens actually stay in there or not. I'm hoping that they made it so they did. Otherwise, we'll have to figure out how we're going to keep them from running around everywhere. And I just have no idea what's up with that. I don't know why that's randomly turning on or acting like a furnace. Oh, we're up 115 here. Yeah, looks like we're pretty much... We should be pretty close. Yeah, and at some point I'm gonna have to hook up a circuit on this to and yet again that's another logic thing we need to work on is getting this circuit hooked up so that it'll auto pressurize the base. Which, I mean, you can technically you can leave these on because I guess they'll pressurize to 100, and the fence does work. I can't walk through it. But I don't know if the chickens can walk through it or not. We'll have to find that out. I mean, technically there's a big gap there, so we'll have to see. And you know what? I should just turn... Now, I wonder if I turn that off. I should check when I load up the world. Is it going to be back on again? And let's see. Did I get the one over here? Nope. Oh, I hate when I do that. And that's how you accidentally contaminate your air. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I was just trying to figure out where. Um, I guess I would probably just take this window and move it to this corner, and then I could put a door here and have the chicken room off of here. Which would make sense because this is all the food prep. So then we get chickens there when we got, greenhouse over there. Which kind of makes me want to move the greenhouse door over. And no, I think that's fine. And why is that door closed? Yeah, that should be... now it's trying to equalize. Okay. All right. What are we at for 89%? Oh, that's why I actually went over there. I wanted to see if the sun had gone down. It had. It has. So we should be able to sit here and then see what it is. Well, if I could leave my helmet off for more than... I'm surprised he's not giving me a temperature warning, but... And I really wish they would make the toxins not quite as... Because, I mean, obviously, like here, it's going to give me the toxin warning, but it's not enough to actually hurt me. As far as I can tell. Unless I have to, like, leave it off for a really long, long, long time and it builds up. But... yeah, which the base filter will eventually pull it out. I mean, it does work, but I do want to go through and revamp that and basically set it up the way I originally had it set up, in that the return lines no, I don't. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. You work environments that have. Why is that? I don't usually worry about it until it gets really low. I mean, it takes, even when you get down to the point where it's flashing red, it still works for quite a while. And I don't usually worry about it until it starts flashing red. Especially now that we've opened up the suit, because we're not using the light or the air in it. Yeah, that cooler is going to take a while. No, we can turn that off. It was 75, so we're not dropping too. We're dropping a little bit, but we'll have to see what we come up with. And now, see, there's... Okay, we do have carbon dioxide coming in. Okay, that's fine. which is going to take, and then see everything else, the volatiles and pollutants. That's what it's filtered out of the atmosphere in the base. So usually, you let it sit for a while, and it's going to filter everything out. It does work surprisingly well, just having the one filter set up and running. I think it's more of a matter of it needs. I need to redo the vents because for one, I have this thing right here where I can't really walk through the door because of the pressure differential from the intake and the output. And but I was thinking about maybe putting, I don't know, put them in the ceiling, like do an intake and an output on each end. Um, and that's the reason I put them on the different walls, is to not have it, I don't want it to pull from a vent and then immediately suck it back in, because then I'm not really going to be filtering anything. But maybe I'll stick one down at that end of the base and one down at that end of the base, and it can just kind of rotate through. Um, Honestly, I wouldn't mind having an input in each room. And especially the one down there with the furnace. But yeah, we'll have to see on that. I gotta figure that out. There's definitely a better way to do that, without having to run, the whole entire filtration system. Which for some reason I just noticed is not. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, and we've got to set a min max on that as well. I do have vents in every room to equalize the pressure. I just need filter vents. I mean, I've got input vents in every room, and I had return vents in every room, but then we had a problem with exploding lines when I depressurized the base, that's now compensated, or that's now fixed by having the pressure tank. Um, so we can actually put return vents in all the rooms again. Um, and I don't know. I guess we've got to see how much power we're using, because those are pretty much running all the time anyway. Um, so if we do run it, we could. Well, ideally, I don't want those to run all the time. And I'm wondering. Well, yeah, that is true. Yeah, I mean, definitely the power. We're gonna have to get the more power storage going and see what we end up with, which that'll be easy enough to expand. Um, Maybe at the same time we'll do the. Um, Maybe at the same time we'll look at either moving the gas generator or adding a cooling system to it, because that's all in the same area. Um, and let's see. I'm hoping the sun comes up really quick, and we'll see. Well, I guess actually it's not an accurate reflection yet because we don't have the extra batteries in, so we don't know exactly how much we're getting. And I have a feeling that we're going to have to add a cooling onto that line and do a recirculation, because it's going to take forever to, if it's trying to cool it in there, it's going to take forever to do it. I did turn that on, right? Oh, yeah, let's close my helmet. Oh, I hurt my lungs. Oh, no. Yeah, we do. So that will cool is just going to take, and it is nice to see they're not airing out now. So I think they fixed that. Um, I'm not sure. What? What? Did you see something? That one? That's a heater. Yeah, that's the wall heater for the in here. Since we usually the greenhouse is the issue is uh that's right. I mean that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, that's on, that's all the ACs. Okay. Yeah, since the issue is usually cooling the greenhouse, I only threw the one in. That's why it took it forever to warm up before. But I can't see adding adding more in for the very occasional, you know. Well, I say very occasional. Yeah. Um, you know, I mean, ideally, once we get this up and running, it will just stay up and running. And, and one of these times we will have a bountiful surplus of food, which still makes me laugh because I can't even get anything. Well, we were growing food fine at one point, but obviously, radiators broke, and then that messed that up, and then, uh, you know, and now it's been whatever's going on with that gas mixer, and that should be close enough. Yay! And we don't have a huge giant pressure difference. Oh, the sun came up. So yeah, we dropped a little bit, but not too bad. I mean, we were down to about probably 40 or so. Oh, the gas generator may have kicked in since we weren't right here to see it, but it may have dropped down low enough. I should actually, now that we've got more solar panels, let's drop that back down to 20%. And as you can see, yes, it gets nice and warm down here. But we should just be able to add some more batteries in. We can probably just throw 2 more batteries in. I think I might just have to change that line. And then we're going to either have to run cooling, which we're going to have to dig a channel. Well, no, we are charging up higher now, though. Because before we weren't getting a charge during the day. We were actually running the generator during the day. We're definitely getting a lot more of a charge, but I just wanted to make sure we weren't completely draining the batteries. Um, but no, we definitely do got to increase the storage capacity now. So we'll put that back down to 0.2 where we had it before. And that'll give us, which we might be able to drop that lower once we, yeah, look at that. Oh, charging. Huh. Yeah, I'm trying to think if we want to run we could run out, because we have a pipe run up through there. Or we just dig a hole through over to the other side. Yeah. No, well, I'm just trying to figure out exactly what we need to do. Um, I don't know if I have enough. Probably gonna need copper for that too. Oh, I keep forgetting they're all in the gold and copper. Yeah, I think we're actually out of. We have copper. Nope, we're out of gold. All right. Well, if you had let me finish, um, we need to run the cooling line for the gas generator. And I was thinking we could do that at the same time while we're down there working on the batteries. Um, But since that room is all holy, oh, I hit the okay, hang on, I hit the volume on my headset. I was like, holy cow! All of a sudden, it got louder. I thought something else had exploded. Um, yeah, we've got to run a cooling line, and those battery. Let's see. So here. So basically, the generator's underneath this cube, pretty much, or here, underneath here. So we've either got to run a cooling line out that way or out that way or something. Um, or like I was saying, we could run it down here. Now we came up and we ran down through. We've got wiring and stuff run down through underneath here. I think it's right down through here. So we could tie into this radiator and vent out the generator there, which would be easy enough. We could tee off into that line. Um, oh no, well not the generator. We could hook an AC up into that line to cool down there. Um, but I don't know. I have to think about that. I think we're going to want to put that one on a separate system, like how we're going to do with the furnace, because obviously that's an area that's going to be generating heat. Um, I also was toying around with the idea of doing a passive radiator down there, where we just put a big wall of radiators in the room and a big wall of radiators outside, and you just connect them with the pipes, and then it will actually balance the heat on either side. So it'll pull heat from the room and pull cold in. And then we just keep the door closed, and we don't really care as long as it doesn't get really hot. If it's colder down there, then that's fine. Um, or we could. I'm not sure if we maybe set a. I think you can. Yeah, I think you can hook it up with a volume pump, and if we keep it turned off, then it won't circulate from side to side. So one side will get cold, the other side won't. And then if the temperature gets too warm, we kick it on, and it'll circulate it. That actually works from what I've read. So I don't know. It's an option. We'll have to see. Yeah, and that's what I did on the greenhouse. I zigzagged it back and forth, and that's what I did back here. Um, Actually, no, we wouldn't have to zig. I don't know if that actually makes a difference or not. Um, because it's all the, I think all the gas is, no matter where it's at in the pipe, it's all the same temperature. So if you read on this end, you read on this end, it's all the same. Um, so I think we would probably be, I don't think we'd have to zigzag there. If we wanted a longer cooling line coming from the furnace, then we could zigzag that. But I usually do set it up as a, on the, you're talking about the radiators? Yeah, we'll have to see, figure that out. Um, all right, well, we're hitting almost 2 hours on this episode. So I'm probably going to end this one here. I wanted to get a little bit more stuff done, but since we basically almost had the base explode and had to fix all that, obviously it kind of threw things off a little bit. And honestly, now it is very early in the morning. Yeah, I know, right? Well, when the base almost turns into a giant fireball, it makes time go by really quick. um, but it's probably about 4 hours past my bedtime. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode here, and I will do a few streams tomorrow, at least two, three, maybe, who knows. I'll do a mining run off camera. I might do the tail end of one on camera. Um, uh, the passive cooling, I think, in the in the greenhouse, I'm not sure how well that would work because no, that is cool. That is true. The problem in there is we don't have a lot of area since most of it's glass. Now, I did think about doing one on the back wall if we change that from windows um, uh, to uh, to walls or frames, then that would we could probably do passive cooling there. Since the sun obviously travels in this direction, we don't actually have to have that wall glass. Um, so that is an option there. Is we could do a big bank of radiators in there, um, and see how that works. Um, so yeah, we're definitely maxing out the batteries. And yeah, so I think what I'll do is um, so off camera, I'll do a mining run, get most everything mined. Um, Obviously, we're all set for cables for a while, but what was it? Oh, gold. We need gold. That's what we're out of. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go collect some gold, and I'll probably just go ahead and collect more copper as well. I think we still got. Do we have a bit in the machine or not, or did we use 90? So yeah, I mean we burned through most of it. I mean obviously we're set on cabling for a little while, but we're going to be doing a lot of circuits, so we're going to use a bit of it anyway, because we're gonna definitely burn through that wiring. Um, and then yeah, I know, right? It doesn't matter how much you have. It's it's we're gonna use it, and I'm just gonna leave it right there for now. I should actually, you know what I should do is I should move the lockers in here. Um, I think what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna put some lockers like on the wall. Um, I kind of like having some stuff in here, but this doesn't really. The machines aren't in here anymore, so I'm kind of running over here for not a lot of a reason. Um, and it makes more sense to have the lockers where we're actually producing this stuff because that way, we can throw it right on there. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have one here for, the tool belt and stuff like that. And I still, oh, there's a good mod. We need a storage, like, like a four by, like a cupboard or something, make it like a four or make one that's, like a line of five. And that way we can have some small storage. So if you want, like, hey, in the airlock, I could store, a tool belt with for mining, and like I don't know if you can put that in storage or not. Probably not. Well, actually, it goes in my inventory, so I bet I can probably put it in storage. Yep. Look at that. We got a beer keg, so I can have fried chicken and beer in space. Um, yeah. I did think about doing that, but that's gonna take up a bit of floor space anyway. You know, and you can recess them into the wall a little bit. That does work. It's gonna kind of partially it clips through on the inside. The drawback is which I found out is when you pull off the wall, it makes everything fall off that's on the inside of the locker. So yeah. Um, Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is I don't like I could stick one there, stick one there. Um, maybe stick one there. And, well, I do want to pull this up too, so I wouldn't mind having, a couple more right here. I mean, I could put like 3 more right here to stockpile more ore. Yeah. Well, don't forget too. I mean, I still have quite a few circuits and stuff to run. Um, though I have been kind of like putting the circuits underneath the floors. Makes it pretty easy to get to. And I don't have to worry about, like, see, I can kind of, if I'm not really looking for it, they don't really stand out usually too much unless you're looking right down. But, you can easily find them. All right, well, I'm going to call this good for this episode. Like I said, I'll do a few more tomorrow. Um, go grab some gold and whatnot. And and then we'll jump on the batteries and redoing the solar panel circuit logic, and getting some more stuff automated. And then hopefully, mm, yeah. Well, the problem is where I have the too tall. I thought about doing that, but then where the blocks are too tall, then it's like circuit, circuit, wire, or I'm running my jetpack all the time in the room, and I don't really want to do that because then I'm just contaminating the atmosphere. All right. Yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next episode, which will be tomorrow. Um, have a good night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, we almost had the base explode, but not quite. But still a little bit of excitement there. And we'll hopefully make some more progress tomorrow.